If you want to preserve your capital, you have to look at ETFs that don't lose money. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a couple ETFs that actually do not lose money, and I'm going to show you ETFs that you might need to avoid. So check this. One of the ETFs that I'm going to show you is Alpha SPY Growth and Daily Income ETF, TSPY or TSPY. So this is a S&P 500 income ETF. It came out around $25, and since then it hasn't lost any money. Of course, there's one time here it dipped below 25 to 22, then it recovered, and the reason it recovers because pretty much it does follow the S&P 500. If you include all the distributions that it has paid, then you are pretty much up. I'm going to show you how much Top Alpha pays for TSPY. Overall, the stock market today was very red. Everything pretty much went down. So we can see here WePay went down about $2.23 or 4%. A couple days ago, Ulti dipped below $5, and today it kept crashing and it went down about 16 cents, and that's about 3.40%. And hopefully it will recover at $5, or otherwise it might keep going down. And we know they just pay distributions were a little bit lower. That was the first time they paid lower, about 7 cents. So if this ETF keeps going down, and distribution will also go down. MS2 dipped below $10. Now it's $9.54. It went down about 6%. So that's on par with its underlying stock, which is MSTR or Strategy. Strategy stock itself went down about 17.80 cents, and that's closer to 7%. The other ETF that is touted to be almost replacement for Ulti, this is from Rex. I made a video a couple days ago. This went down 6.89%. So it went down way more than Ulti. But what I noticed about this ETF is that it does recover pretty awesomely compared to Ulti. Soon I'm going to make another video comparing Ulti from Yale Max versus Ulti from Rexhare's ETF. YMAX, Yale Max Universe Fund of Funds, went down about 30 cents or 2.59%. The price right now is about 11.29. YMAX used to be one of the best ETFs because it was fund of fund, but recently has been declining from 16 to 14 to now 11. And very soon I can see this ETF going below $10. If you're an investor who want to have fund of funds and you don't want to invest in an ETF like MSTY or Ulti, the other replacement for YMAX will be WePay, because this also is a fund of funds from Round Hill. And also this ETF doesn't have NAV erosion. You can see here the price is $50. It bounces between 50 to 55, and I haven't seen it going below 50 in a while. So if the market goes well, I think this will recover very awesomely. When I started this video, I mentioned if you want to preserve your capital, then there are two ETFs I'm going to mention that are very good because they don't have NAV erosion. I'm going to add the third one, WePay, because it has done really well. If you're interested to know more about WePay, I'm going to leave a link below and you can watch income guidance for WePay. The other ETF that does not have NAV erosion is Top Alpha Innovation 100 Growth and Daily Income ETF, TDAC. So this one is a cousin of TSPY. So the TSPY is S&P 500 and TDAC is the NASDAQ 100. So combination of the two, it's perfect because you have the NASDAQ and you have the S&P 500. NASDAQ, for people who don't know, these are 100 biggest tech companies in the world. The price right now is $26.36. Remember, it started around only $25. With all the distributions you have received, then this ETF should be up. One important thing I need to mention is that these two ETFs, TDAC and TSPY, haven't been out for that long, so they don't have a huge history. So are we going to know exactly how they're going to perform going forward? Judging from these two market crash that happened today and happened just like last week, and we haven't seen these two ETFs go down below where they started, so we can attest that they're going to do well going forward. But that's just based on the movement we've seen. There's no guarantee that they're going to perform the same way they have performed within these couple of days. As before investing in any ETF, you have to make sure you do your own research and make sure you're comfortable with whatever investment you are investing your money. The only thing I see that can prevent or dissuade investors from investing in these two ETFs, TSPY and TDAC, is their distributions in terms of percentage is very low as compared to MSTY or Ulti. Because those ETF they pay 98%, but this one only pays about 14.35%. That's the annual yield for this latest distribution, which is about 30 cents. For TDAC, it does pay a little bit higher. I think the yield I checked last time was around 16%. So both of them have yield of less than 20%. But again, the good thing about these two ETFs, yes, you're getting lower yield, but then your capital, your NAV or price of those shares don't go as down as other ETFs. But WePay pays around 50%, so it's pretty good. So as I've mentioned earlier, today overall market went down, and one of the worst performing ETF for today were these ymax ETF. We can check here, Hoi 11%, Rock went down about 10%, Fivi, Feet, Coney, AMD, Lifty, MSTY, Maro, Palantir, Reddit, HIMS, AIYY, all crashed badly. The only ETFs that were up from Yalemax were these short ETFs. Of course, they're designed to go up whenever other ETFs go down, but I would 100% discourage anyone from investing in these ETFs. As you can see here, Fiat, the price is 262, and remember it started at 20 bucks. Crash the same, about 289. MRNY though, this might go up at one point because its underlying stock right now is undervalued based on analysts. So if that stock goes up, of course this might perform well. Meantime, you're receiving a lot of distributions, but there's a risk. It's only 1.51. I personally wouldn't want to invest in an ETF like this. Very low price. But as you can see here, most of their ETFs have NAV erosion. JP Morgan does pay very little distributions in terms of its yield, but check, the price is 16.50 coming from 20. That means it hasn't lost as much. So usually, based on my experience, the lower the yield for these ETFs, the sturdier or the less NAV erosions they would have. So guys, I just made this video today to give you a quick update on a huge market crash for today, and I also wanted to mention 3 ETFs that you can invest your money, because these 3 ETFs do not have NAV erosion. And the last thing I mentioned is that there are certain ETFs you need to avoid investing in them, especially short ETFs. So that's all I have for today, guys. If you like this content, as always, please smash the like button. And if you don't want to miss any of these type of updates, consider subscribing to this channel. And don't forget to share with someone you think this video might help. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next video. Bye bye.